This is Waipahu. They say if we were from Waipahu, we are incapable of becoming successful. Should I continue to limit myself and settle for what others have predetermined for me because of where I am from? Will I be what society wants me to be? Will I be what the typical Filipino aspire to be? No, no, and no. 85.5% of people in Waipahu do not get their bachelor's degree. I'm not going to be part of that statistic. You think numbers scare me? Maybe, but that doesn't mean it will stop me from what I really want to be. We struggle day in and day out. We work very hard, but we can't make it out. But I will make it out and represent my town of Waipahu. Once you begin to understand and realize what you are capable of, the whole world changes. Settle for nothing less than doing your best for others and yourself. When all is said and done, I will be proud to say I am from Waipahu. My name is Primar and home is Waipahu.
Here it is, Draw My Home. I had a tough time making this because, well, I had to tell my story under 3 minutes. This would just be a brief summary of my journey of finding home. I would like to go in depth, but we can save it for another time. So let's start drawing. There are 7 billion people in this world, meaning there are 7 billion stories to be told. But today I'm going to tell you one story from someone who was born in a provincial area in the Philippines known as Lagi, which is found in the Sunshine City, or Lawag City. I lived in the Philippines for the first 5 years of my life, living with just my mother and my little sister. As a little boy, life in the Philippines was simple. My days consisted of playing games on the streets with my cousins. We played tag, hopscotch, all sorts of different games that we could think of. On rainy days, my cousins and I would play in the rain and catch dragonflies on the rice fields. During the afternoons on the weekdays, the daycare center was open to children who wanted to learn how to read and write. My mother said I was a bright kid, so I would always beg her to take me to the daycare center to learn. On October 1998, I had to give all of that up because I had to move to Hawaii. My mom said Hawaii was going to be my new home, but I never saw it as home. Hawaii was a place where I felt unwanted. I did not have much friends in school, and I was always bullied. My grandparents had their favorite grandchildren, and apparently I was their least favorite. My dad and I had an unsteady relationship because he had a difficult time accepting me for being gay. These events led me to hate Hawaii, and I began to believe that it will never be my home. But I was wrong. Over the years, I have learned to open my heart to Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii was a place filled with bad memories, but it was also a place that gave me good ones. I fell in love for the first time in Hawaii. I met friends who loved and accepted me as a homosexual, allowing me to come out of the closet. I was even able to rebuild my relationship with my grandparents and father as well. Hawaii truly has become a home for me. Today, I have 2 places that I consider home: the Philippines and Hawaii.
This is where it all started. I lived, laughed, and learned in this community. Waipahu, meaning the land of bursting waters, is where I first encountered home. And home, as we know it, is where our stories begin. I lived in Waipahu for 7 years, and 14 years in counting it at the beach, but it didn't stop me from going back. Isolated and withdrawn, there is nothing about Eva Beach that made me feel the way Waipahu did. I was a geographical exception. I chose Waipahu, and it chose me. It welcomed, nourished, and gave me a sense of belonging. My stomping ground of Waipahu isn't perfect, but it definitely makes up for it in character. From fertile sugarcane fields and the iconic Sugar Mill, the Plantation Center, to the grounds of Waipahu High School, to Pearl Harbor, and even the community, Waipahu is an old-fashioned venue. Even up until this day, it calls for me, and my heart, soul, feelings, and memories never fail to answer. No matter how far I stray, traces of Waipahu can be found within me. My name is Ashley. My located home is in Eva Beach. My future home has yet to be found. Yet, the truest of truths remain. The influence of Waipahu forever runs through my veins. Waipahu is, was, and will always be my home. So I'm going home.